You want garnets, graphite, white quartz. If you've got those, you must have gold somewhere. Okay, finding it is your job, but you found those, it's around the area. Okay, not a very exciting room, to be honest with you. This is also where they would hide when they blast down the hallway, so the force would just bypass them, hopefully not killing them. So I like going home every night. You know, it's important to me. I'm biased, you know. So as we get going here, standing about where you are here to the front door, you're in about 6 months.
Oh my goodness.
It took him 6 months to dig this far.
That's how long it took you to knock on the door. Hey, you've got 10 years. It's cool. They keep going.
Isn't that crazy?
You get backaches having going here all the time.
A little bit.
It's even good for me, and I'm short.
It does get taller here, but do watch your head.
Okay.
You're fine.
Okay. All right, so brings us to this guy here. This is the Widowmaker. It's a drill, obviously. We'll talk about it, but the Krupp and Engel wouldn't have had access to one of these till about 5 years toward the end of what they were doing. Okay, but you'll meet that soon. The machine's not the man. Okay, they dug this mine out the way most people did with one of these. Okay, this is 35 pounds of just
I know that.
yeah, straight iron. 35 pounds. Oh yes, heavy, very heavy. Okay.
She got muscles.
Yeah, we'll see.
Hold it, Sandy. You want to try it?
So you're armed with this hammer, my trust, and a chisel you've just sharpened. Okay. Now remember, we have candlelight down here. As this goes on my shoulder, what might reflect candlelight?
Your
Fingernails.
Oh,
Your thumbnail.
Yeah.
I can't paint this white. You're gonna knock it off with that hammer. So my thumbnail is gonna guide you in that candlelight. Okay. You're looking at 1, 2, 3, strike, turn. Again and again and again and again.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, we're going to trade off with that hammer in this for every 15 minutes. Okay, because after about 10, 15 minutes, you get tired, right? You lose accuracy. I want you very accurate. Okay,
Sure.
so when you get that pilot hole drilled, you graduate to this bad boy. Proper chisel. Okay, same hole, same trust, same shoulder, same 1, 2, 3, again and again and again and again. Okay, you're gonna get this buried all the way in, and it gets worse. Don't worry, it gets much worse because you do it 8 more times. Okay, each one of these holes is gonna take you about 2 days to do, depending on your motivation. It takes you about 2 days to do. You pack your explosives in here, all this comes out. Okay, Krupp and Engel were really good at creating 3-foot sections in here. That's how they did this. This drill here was put here in about the late 50s for your benefit. This wasn't theirs. We have this here to more highlight the process of how this works. But this is one of the soft iron bits that they would use. And kids, well, they just feel to pass that around. They didn't have the means to temper that harder back then. But the lifespan of that bit was about 3 minutes.
Oh, you're kidding.
I wish. It got better, don't worry. We'll talk about it. In 3 minutes, every 3 minutes, you're taking that off. You're cooling it by any liquid you have available. We've washed it since then, don't worry. Okay, now it took them a lot of time and lives to figure out that if they just drilled a hole in this thing, okay, then now they can run water through this, hand-cranked, pneumatic power little monster. That would extend the life of this bit to maybe 5 minutes, and it would definitely extend this man's life, because his lifespan was about 6 months doing this. It earned its name. It's called the Widowmaker, okay? Now, by the way, nowadays, these bits are just diamond-tipped, tungsten-wrapped, fairy dust encrusted little wonder tools. They go for weeks before you have to think about it. This whole process is done with a laptop. It's fascinating. But around this time, it's blood, sweat, and tears, okay? Now, this guy, he would last 6 months, was his shelf life. But he was cool with it because they made a lofty 60 to 80 cents. Okay, and that was big money back then.
Yeah.
But all that water from this process here would help tamp down a lot of the dust he was breathing in. Okay, all this rock, all this black lung disease causing stuff, silicosis, remember? Okay,
Yes.
He's breathing all this in. Now, maybe this is a criminal. Maybe this is someone conscripted, drafted, forced to do this. Maybe they knew the money would be sent to their family posthumously after they died. It happened all the time, okay? So they had their reasons for wanting to do this. So,
Yeah.
any questions, pictures? Anything like that as we get going? Anything? Questions, pictures?
Okay,
Okay.
we're good.
All right. Standing, that green stuff is just standard issue moss.
Sparkly.
Kind of, that's just water droplets on it. Fun fact, industrious young women would come into places like this, scrape this, collect it, and use it in the kitchen for dyes, pigments, things like that, makeups.
Oh my goodness.
Makeups, things like that. Thank goodness for Maybelline, we improved since then. Okay. Standing right about here where you are in about 7 years. You have
7
found
years.
nothing.
Oh my goodness.
Would you keep going? Would you quit?
Oh,
7
I
years.
would.
7 hours. 7 years. 7 hours. I hope that camera doesn't depend on a connection, because you are about to lose cell service. Okay, keep going.
7 years. Oh my goodness.
Hey, you've got 10 years. Plenty of time. It's okay.
This is roomy.
Now, remember, each step that we just casually take represents about a month of work to these guys.
Oh wow.
Well, they had to remove the rock, they had to get it out. Now, you can see shelves where they would cut places for tools, toys, candles, things like that. The whole place tells a story, really, and I'm still learning the language. Okay? All right. So that brings us to this little guy here. This is the muck sheet, okay? This is 800 pounds of iron, and yeah, go ahead. It means it's a very serious little piece of iron. This is what would go on top of your train tracks to protect those train car lines, your train tracks that ran all the way through. So the government came in and told you could keep them forever, so naturally, about a year later, they came and took them from you. Government, World War I. Okay, so this gave the mine its name. As you can imagine, when you're blasting down so much rock and debris, this is quite loud. Sound amplifies out of here tenfold, easily tenfold, okay? In fact, you can still see a lot of the original battle damage they inflicted on this guy. Even the force it takes to fold it like a piece of lasagna here, that's explosives did that, not me, okay? In fact, you know what, let's have some fun. I don't usually do this, but let's have some fun.
You're bang on it, aren't you?
Yes, you are.
I am?
You totally
Yeah.
are. Let's cover our ears a little bit and give me a good
Where
love. I don't care. Surprise me. Give me a good love tap. That's lovey. That's pretty good. Go nuts. Go nuts.
Harder.
I don't care. That's quite.
Dang, that made my whole
We're
body
going to keep you
vibrate.
very happy. Non-violent for our remaining time together. Thank you very much. Now, point being, you felt that in your bones, right?
Yeah, you good.
I like younger muscles to do that because if I did this or another man did this, we're learning sign language. This is very
We
loud.
could hear it echo all the way down there, couldn't you?
People about 2 blocks away just heard you do that.
They did.
Absolutely. They
You're
know,
welcome.
they know exactly where you're standing. And if you did yell, you think you're joking. If you did yell, they'll still hear you.
Really?
Yes, absolutely. Please don't. So this gave the mine its name. People would come out of their shops or homes, bars, on a clear day asking where the thunder is. Cheesy but true.
Yeah.
Where the big
It
thunder-
is.
where the storm is. Because if you're standing out there, this does sound pretty otherworldly. This also, speaking of otherworldly, this did help along a lot of the ghost story tales around here. A lot of the Muju, Juju, cursed land type stuff that do have some merit, but this helped those tales along. This was a very superstitious people. Okay? Very suspicious. They're not stupid, but they're superstitious. Okay. Now, at about this time, Kruppnagel, they're standing about where you are. They know they're chasing the Lucky Boy vein. Everyone is. Okay. We know it runs a mile in either direction from you right now. And just like I told you up front, they blast, they expose this, and this is encouraging as hell to them, because this is graphite, white quartz, and all the garnets around here. there has to be gold somewhere around here. Okay?
Right there.
That is just a conduit, just a piece, like for all this electrical stuff.
Okay.
We've bolted a wire up there
Okay, that's
that
what
we,
I was
that we
wondering.
took out. That's all it is.
Okay, I was just.
Shiny, it is shiny though.
Yeah, I get
But-
the flashlight.
So they know it's around here somewhere, but you need to forgive them because they missed it. You did too. Every one of you missed it. You're still looking for it. You're not gonna find it. It's right here, guys. It's been here the whole time.
What?
The moment you walked in, it's been right here. This is the Lucky Boy vein. All right, this is it. Oh, my flashlight's dying. This is the Lucky Boy vein, this white quartz. Okay, I can't have you touching it, but there's gold here, gold here, gold here. There's gold
There's gold up in
There's
there.
gold all about this wall. Yes, it extends to about right here. My indicators here tell me that it goes back to the left. Trust me, there be gold in them their wall. Okay, now you found it. Your dreams come true. Congratulations. Why are you still digging more tunnel?
Well, yeah, why they just dig that stuff out?
What do you think? Why do you
They're
think?
greedy.
No, this is your dream come true.
If the beginning is here, that is better, no?
Remember those candles we talked about? They never saw it. They stupidly never saw
I
it.
didn't even see it.
Okay, this is also a cautionary tale about cutting corners, doing things the right way. Okay, if you had borrowed a lamp, stolen a lantern, phoned a friend, whatever, you probably would have found that. Okay, 5 feet tall, right? I would have stood on a box of dynamite and chewed that out with my teeth. Happily, for half the price. Okay, there's a lot of money trapped up there. But they never saw it. Question?
I just heard this on the news a couple weeks ago.
Then you can totally believe it, because the media would never lie to you.
Well, they just said somebody found a big vein in South Dakota in one of the mines. Is that one of these around here? Or was that even true?
I doubt it.
Okay, I was just curious. I thought, really, which one is it? I'm going there in a couple weeks.
We know roughly where all the veins are.
Well, that's what I would think. And I mean, that was in our Des Moines news. That
Yeah.
came over our,
We know where the gold's at. Now, whether or not we can get to it or not is another story. So, but yeah, they keep going.
first.
More pictures, more
Duck
okay.
in here.
More questions, pictures, anything? No, okay, they keep going. Okay,
I should have brought my
a
camera.
little bit more gloss. Now, these guys were just looking for gold. Okay, if they had sold the other things they were finding, they probably would have made more money. Like right now, you're walking through a massive sulfur vein.
Silver?
Sulfur.
Oh, sulfur.
Sulfur. It smells like eggs. This doesn't. It's been here a long time. But sulfur is in high demand. It always will be.
Oh my gosh, 10 years,
Very colorful, aren't you?
20 years.
We'll talk about that. Stay with me. We're about to talk about that.
Okay,
Okay?
gotcha.
All right. That brings us to about right here. All right. And I don't like to spend too long on this. It's a small but critical detail. By the numbers you happen to be, you can come in. We don't, nothing bites here anymore. Look much. Now, by the numbers, you're about 600 feet in. You're about 350 something feet down. You're also right about here, 20 years in.
20 years to get
That
this
10-year
far.
plan is write that fantasy off, okay? So, they noticed back here, fires aren't working, candles aren't lighting, spark plugs, none of that works, okay? They're running out of air. It's hard to breathe. You're fine, I promise, you're breathing fine. Don't get psychosomatic with me, but you're fine. They exposed this. This is a natural air vent to the surface, okay? It runs in two places. You can drop a chain and I can yank your chain from down here. It's kind of funny, actually. We have to protect it fiercely above, okay? So, now remember, the hallway you're walking in here is arbitrary. You should have blasted your mine probably 3 feet this way. You never would have found that. You could have blasted it a few feet this way. You never would have found that. The chances of that happening in nature are astronomical. Low to near zero. Okay? Chances of you finding it, much less. So they take that as a sign to keep going, and they do. It's right about here, thanks to that they invest in some drills, and they get serious. You're about to see the results of that. Okay? So, small but critical detail. It's also the reason you're breathing right now. And I like breathing. We take it for granted, you know. Now this part is really low. Watch your head. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Watch your head, yes, please.
Oh, wow.
Welcome to the stope room, okay? This is the end of the mine, but not the tour, okay? Or not the journey, I should say. When you buy a place like this, you're given on your deed a land marker that describes where you should start from, and you're given 20 feet left and right to do your work, okay? We know this board is the central line, we put it there, we know better. Okay, they were a little off, they thought it was over there. So, they can't tunnel through the mine like they want to, the mountain. Now, they take those two drills, they meet this wall of heartbreak right here, and they're humbled quick. This is high-grade iron.
Oh my goodness.
High-grade iron, okay? You see where they drilled in two places? Those two drills? Kick rocks. Those two drills are no match for this. So they go up. If you want to look up, hold on to your helmet. It's a very impressive look up, okay? That's a shelf of iron, and about 100, maybe 100 feet above that is another mine on top of us. But we don't open that to the public. It is not safe at all.
Oh, good, just don't
So
go there.
you're perfect where you are. No, this is all very safe. I promise. Okay. So you can't go that way, that far. You go to my left, all right? But you run into a problem. What stops you? Any ideas? Anything stick out to you? Anything look a little unnatural, a little man-made? Anything?
Yeah, the beams.
No, the beams are there. You want the beams there.
Yeah, you want.
They're helping out, but maybe a little bit too much iron in these rebar iron sections here. These iron bars sticking out of the wall.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay,
Gotcha.
that's the moment I'm working for.
Okay,
I do that for
sorry.
my fun, but to get that moment out of you, now it's going to make sense. Okay, these rebar sections are indicators that you're claim jumping onto someone's property. Okay,
And that's not
now
right.
stay with me. Here we go.
All right.
This is very confusing to Angle when he exposes this, okay? Because nobody should be here. These don't belong here. They really don't, okay? So that terrifying hole in the ground way up there, we've been in it, we know. They tunnel down, they go to the muck sheet that you just came from. You remember that vein you just missed? Don't feel bad. They find it on the other side of this wall. They find his vein. It is his vein, okay? And then they tunnel back here just like you walked. They tunnel back on the other side of this wall, parallel to this. They meet that wall like you just did, and they realize where they are, how they screwed up, and how bad they messed up, okay? They drill these as a diversion to confuse you, to confuse them over here, and ran. Because over there on that side, they stole all kinds of gold from him over here,
Oh,
okay?
man.
So
Yeah.
you have access to a vein no matter what property lines it goes across?
What do you mean?
Well, you said it's his gold, but he took it from over there, and if that's the property line, you can.
Okay, I like it, stay with me. This board is the center line of their claim, of Angle's
Okay.
claim right here. All the way to the wall, to the front wall, to the base of the mountain, right?
Right.
Okay, they were a little off in their calculations, as a lot of people were at the
Oh,
time.
sure.
So 20 feet to the right, the vein they took is definitely within his 20 feet.
Who's 20 feet?
Angle's 20 feet on this side.
Oh,
For this
side.
guy.
This board is the middle of their claim.
The middle.
The
Okay,
middle of their
okay,
claim,
middle.
the center line.
Okay.
20 feet to the right is definitely not this wall. 20 feet to the right
It's the other guys.
is the other, no,
No,
that's
it's
still.
this guy.
But it's still this guy.
It's still this guy.
Oh.
Everything you've seen is this guy, right here. So they were stealing, long story short, they were stealing from that side,
From this guy.
from this guy for years. I can give you numbers, but I prefer to work in visuals. Over there, they find beach balls of gold. Over here, about 12 ounces of baseball.
Oh my God.
That's the difference in volumes, okay? Make sense? Yeah, they tunnel down, they tunnel to the muck sheet, they come back here parallel, and like this tunnel you just walked, and they install these as a diversion to save their own lives. Because if you're caught claim jumping, you can be shot, killed, executed that same day, preferably before supper time. Had you continued blasting, had Angle kept going, he would have opened up their chasm. Like,
Oh, my
good dog, jerks, why are you here?
Yeah.
You're on my property. He would have been more than justified to go over there with a shotgun.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So they got out to save their own lives. And it worked. They confused them, it stopped them over here. Now, they come this far over here. It's about 1918. These guys are pushing 70 years old. I should be so lucky when I'm that age, okay? They're in 35 years, right about here. Okay? This is where they left their drills. There's not enough WD-40 on the market to save them. Okay? We know they both make it back to Germany, more or less unscathed. There was World War I kicking off. Custer's Pillow Party up north was still kind of going on. If you were just met on the road by Indians, you'd be attacked just for being there. So thankfully things have improved, but it was not our finest hour in American history. Okay. Now fast forward to about 2006. Sandy, my beautiful boss, she comes down here with the School of Hard Rockers. They do a survey. They install 9 of these silver tabs. Okay, 7, 9. Anyway, yeah, these silver tabs here. We now know from their efforts that there is about 3 and 4 ounces of gold behind every single one of them. Okay. Now, if you follow that progression to the right, you learn what we know is that behind this wall here, behind this wall is all the gold you'll ever want. They missed it just like you did again. Don't feel bad, don't lose sleep, okay?
And that's why we're not miners.
I think they were better demolitionists than prospectors. Because, I mean, there is a language to this, if you recognize the signs. There's all kinds of gold in this wall, trust and believe me. Okay, and you're about to see how that happened. How I warned you up front, we turn off the lights. That's about to happen here, okay? So if you're afraid of the dark, get by somebody you trust. I'm available for the weekends, I do balloon animals. Okay? And perfect darkness happens in about 3, 2.
Holy
See in
crap,
front of
is
your
it dark.
face, can you?
Wow.
This is your life for 35 years.
Wow.
That's what they work by, just that.
This is your office.
Oh,
Now,
wow.
my lighter here, my crappy modern lighter, kicks off more light than their candles would have. And they probably used rush candles. They're cheap and inexpensive. I invite you to look up how they're made. But this sucks. This is horrible. Okay? It would take me a week just to survey the archway I'm standing in.
Well, sure.
Okay? And they probably would, I mean, they would have kidnapped the Pope for a flashlight like this. Okay? Come back on. Okay? I mean,
It's amazing.
burning my hand, but yeah.
It's amazing they even found anything to begin with.
Exactly right. Over there on that side, being a corporate folks, they had better drills, lights, men working almost around the clock. Plus, they met that wall about 2 years before Krupp and Engel did. They had no idea over here. They were clueless.
I feel sorry for them.
Totally clueless. There's a silver lining. They were paid very well for their efforts. But any other questions, pictures? We do have to get out of here. I have to be the last one out. So any other pictures you guys want to take? Anything?
Yeah, I want a picture.
No? Okay.
Oh, can you take a picture for me?
I certainly can.
If you
I'm
guys
easy.
want a picture, I can send you after.
What?
If you want to take a picture, then I send to you.
Oh, I'm good.
It's totally up to you guys. Okay. That actually works out because that light behind you is.
Good?
Okay, you tell me.
Oh,
I'm gonna take a few this way.
over here? Because
Yeah, if you like. You tell me.
Oh, yeah, like a cart.
I want a link to your YouTube channel, by the way, as well, or whatever it is you're doing. Don't hike your leg up. It's a family show. Okay, I'm gonna take a few pictures that way, so you have options. Perfect and beautiful.
you.
That last one was a little fuzzy. I apologize. Okay. All right, I do have to be the last one out of here to keep legal happy.
Okay.
But yeah, we're just gonna make our way to the mine, to the mill on the right as we exit.
I get such a back. Yeah, and that didn't go very far back, but it took them like decades, huh?
Yep. Yep.
Crazy.
And remember, Abel had a son. He's about 18 years old right about now. Could you imagine being a teenager, pushing out carts forward in a dark corridor?
No, I don't sound
I
like
mean, yeah. it's-
that water.
Yes. Nature happens, you know.
It does.
Water seeps down here constantly. We have a drainage system you can't see, but if we didn't have it, you'd be standing in about 4 inches of water.
I wonder if they ever flooded, guys get heavy rains or anything going on down here.
Not down here, no. But this This is the bomb shelter for the town.
Is it really? For real?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So there used to be trucks over here, right?
Yes. We've covered them with about a foot or two of this.
Oh, so they are.
No, they're gone.
Oh, they're gone now.
But remember, the floor that they dealt with was more like walls.
Yeah.
You're walking on rock. We put down for wheelchairs, comfort. You're standing on about a foot or two of rock.
I see.
And watch your head. Watch your head. Yeah, the taller you are, the worse it gets.
Yep.
Now you can, yeah. In the middle, no, but you're not gonna hit your head in the middle. If you hit your head in here, I'll be concerned and impressed. Okay?
Okay.
So, welcome to the mill. Everything in here is, used, athletic. We don't deal with props here. Everyone had access to one of these, the bell crusher. This works the same as your pepper grinder on your kitchen table. Belt driven, obviously more powerful. Your rocks would go in here like looking like this. Okay, but that's not going to help you. They come out looking like gravel. Okay, if you wanted your material smaller for a nominal fee, your material would get sent to the stamp mill. Okay, this is my boss saying his pride and joy. We ask her how much she paid for it. She just starts talking about the weather. Can't imagine why.
You don't want to know.
Okay, you don't know. You don't want to know.
No, you don't.
I thought I wanted to know, but I didn't. Okay, each one of these pins is about 1,000 pounds. They will crush your material to dust or less. Men who are probably deaf or working the sides of this table with squeegees and mercury, because mercury is gold's magnet. Nothing else will do it. Okay. Now, I can't have you back here, but I do want to show you kind of the two flavors this comes in. Okay. If you are a small, independent guy like Crupper, or so many others, but especially in this mine here, they officially record what I said, baseball. That's about 2 of these. Okay, you know what? Yeah, let's be generous. 2 of these. This is 35 years of your life's work. Can you imagine? Half of this goes to you, half of this goes to you. That's the parts you promise to each other. Okay, now this guy here is getting about 10% just for turning it into an ingot anyway, and he's probably not being very honest with you. Because remember, you don't know the weight of the gold you're giving me. So he's probably getting away with a little bit. Now, if you're a corporate guy, you want proper ingots, and you get them. Oh, you get them. They look a little like this, okay? Obviously, it would be a lot heavier. I wouldn't be lifting that if that were real. You get about 6 of those. You put them in a box like this. Now, you remember those stories about the train car robberies, the stagecoach robberies, those movies, all that? This is the box that the cops and robbers were trying to get and protect. Okay. And in the case of this particular box, I'm sorry to say, somebody found it. Those are what you think they are. Okay. Somebody paid for this with their life. I'm sorry to say. Okay. Now, corporate guys, obviously to get these ingots, you're going to use bigger crucibles, like Broken Boy over here. Okay, you're going to take something like that to something like this. You're going to cook that for about 25 something hours, further poisoning yourself, sucking it up, poisoning the people of Keystone along with you, because they don't know yet. Okay, they don't know how bad mercury is yet. Okay, fun fact: this is how they transported TNT, dynamite.
Oh.
Yeah, it's empty. I think it's empty. Just kicking it. It's empty. A little bit of sword in the stone action going on here. Okay. Yeah, that answered their problem for a long time.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah. Now, the last thing we kind of put folks through for everyone's entertainment is to have you guess what this is. Any thoughts, any ideas? Just what this is? Any ideas, notions? We're about to get it. Yeah?
Came out of the mine.
Oh, it went in the mine. No doubt about that. It went
There's gold in it.
Yes.
Transported it back.
Yes, it had gold in it. Yes, that's a very accurate guess. That's probably my most accurate all day. Gold definitely went in here. It went, there was a lottery, you cleaned it at the end of the week, and this went into the mine twice a day. Gold definitely went in.
Oh my goodness. Toiletry.
It is a totally a toilet.
Toilet.
It's totally a toilet.
It's a toilet on wheels.
Oh my God.
Right?
Looks like from China.
There you go.
Funny thing about that, remember you're working for corporate guys, okay? At the end of every shift, you're taking off your uniform in front of at least 2 men who are checking your clothes for gold.
Oh, yes.
You're not gonna hide it in many places. Everywhere you can think of, it's all gonna end up right here, okay? Now, if you won this dreaded lottery, okay, you would have to connect your hose here, flush your material out here as best you could. Maybe you got your material, your water down here. You definitely had to get your hand in a pan and a scraper to get all this gold out. But if you found it, took it home, it was yours. You earned it, it was yours, okay? Don't think too much less of them though, because if you are poor, uneducated, and desperate, this might be the difference between you or your family eating that week or not.
Yeah.
So, also, if you were even hinting that you wanted to do this job, or that you should, they would have a short investigation with a predetermined outcome. They would take you out to the middle of town, Hunger Games style, sort you out with a long length of rope, should bullets have been in short supply.
Oh my goodness.
You did not steal from the company. They were very public about that. And they made a very public affair about it. Now, they weren't all terrible. If you were hurt in a grievous incident, if you didn't survive your shift, they would take care of you for the rest of your life, or your girl for the rest of her life. Okay? So, I mean, kind of horrible, mostly terrible. This is a picture of our founder here, Mr. Angel, whose name has been misspelled by someone else. All 5'2" of him, with period correct, authentic disappointment in his eyes. Our understanding is that he was actually a nice man.
He's only 5 foot tall.
5'2", I think he's 5'2". I believe Krupp is 5 foot. Yeah.
That's crazy.
As I understand it, he was actually a nice man. Okay. But any questions, pictures of here, guys?
No.
Pictures of here, guys? Questions?
Can I
Pictures of
come
here?
back?
No, I
Go
want a
get my
picture.
camera and come back up here and take some pictures?
Today, no. We're actually closed. What time is it?
Oh,
5 till 7.
5:59.
We close in 1 minute. So the answer to your question is no.
That's
But if you come back and
Do you
ask,
want take a picture I sent to you?
No, I don't
No,
have
it's
that.
okay.
That's
you want a
fine.
picture of yourself in here?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
here.
okay. We do have to hurry. We're closed.
Okay.
Okay. It's fine. No, you're fine. Okay, do it for the gram. Do it for the grams. For the faces, for the books. Okay, perfect and beautiful. No problem. Okay? All right. So, you know, it was a different time. Different people, different methods. Most of your gold today is recycled, remember? So, you like the gold from your finger, your ring, earring, the gold in your stupid cell phones comes from time and men like these. So, you know, we do owe them a little bit. But
Yep, quite a bit.
they paved the way for a lot of the things we enjoy. Now, you've probably already forgotten, and you're forgiven, but your helmets here are going to go in this tub, not that door. But I'll meet you here at this green door in just a moment.
All right.
Okay? Anybody left behind, you can put to work in the mine.
Yeah, they are.
All right, ladies. Well, I've been Jeff. You've been wonderful. Thank you for our time together. Okay?
Thank you.
I want to leave you on a good note here. Remember that even though one guy was kind of a schmuck stealing from the other, just remember that these men made promises to their girls, to their families. Okay? They lived long lives. They put food on the table, and they had loving families. What else matters? Okay? We're not so different today. Times haven't changed that much. When you think about it, when you really think about it, we aren't so different. We're still chasing those things. So take care of yourselves. Be good to each other. Have a blessed rest of your day. Get in here and enjoy some life. If you'd like to let them know how bad I was with you today, we have these yellow evaluation sheets on the other side. So
I think you were awesome. Thank
I
you
like
so
to hope so, but I'm biased. You guys take care.
Thank you very
so
much.
much.
Go have some fun.
Do you have a Zelle?
I do not. Our machine here does cash back though. If that helps you at all.
That's
And
right.
thank you. And to you, I would actually if you're okay with it.
Okay.
I joke about putting me on YouTube all the time. No one ever has.
Okay, no, I don't gonna put in here.
I would like your channel.
Here goes my hair.
Welcome to Big Thunder. Your goal today is recycle. Remember. Pictures and videos